there we go. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Want to be mindful of your time and all of you who are here tonight. So my name is Andrea Frasier. I am here for Tracy tonight. She invited me to be here to do this session. Tracy's actually not feeling well. Tracy Black is my enroller for Young Living. And she knew that I do work, holistic healing work and work with the chakras and Reiki. And we were talking about planning a session for you all. So I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. And unfortunately, Tracy won't be able to join us, but I told her no worries. I'm pretty proficient in Zoom. I do quite a few Zoom workshops, so I think we're good. But again, I will record this for those who are not able to attend live. So tonight's topic is chakra oils and how to clear, heal, and balance chakras using those high frequency, amazing Young Living oils that we all have. And I am so excited. So excited for this tonight, especially because I've done this workshop quite a few times, different variations of it, but I've never done it specifically for Young Living members. So I'm so excited that you guys are here and are interested in this, and you already know all about these amazing oils. So tonight I'm going to share with you how to go about balancing chakras with oils. I'm going to share with you a simple 8-step process that I use it's an acronym called Activate. And I'm going to give a quick little overview about the subtle energy body and the chakras, and just do a review of the 7 main body chakras, and then talk about some essential oils that you can use to help to restore balance to each of those chakra centers. And we'll talk a little bit about this relationship between your chakra energy and those essential oils and how they work to restore harmony and balance. So tonight, I did send ahead of time in the group. I don't know, did all of you see the link that Rebecca posted in our Facebook group? She put a link to this PDF, the Chakra Oils ebook. Did you guys get that? Okay, Melissa, you got it? Good. Okay, good. If you didn't download it yet, no worries. You can always go back to it after the class tonight. But I just wanted to let you know that pretty much everything I'm going to be sharing tonight, I've compiled for you, so you don't have to worry about writing this all down or taking notes. I've given you my charts for the chakra oil, so you can refer back to it at any time. And of course, feel free to use the chat box. All right, Teresa says yes. Okay, great. I would like you to have an oil tonight to do the activate steps with me for the root chakra. We're just going to practice this for one of the root chakra oils. So if you happen to have any of those oils listed there, I'll give you just a second to grab one. I'm going to use my patchouli tonight. If you have frankincense, patchouli, myrrh, Northern Lights black spruce, patchouli, cedarwood, or one of your favorite blends, if you have abundance, that's one of my favorite blends, or grounding is great. So if you have one of those, just grab that and have that nearby, because near the end of the session, we will actually practice doing those activate steps tonight. Okay. Let's just see to make sure. Okay. All right. So grab your oil. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a little, just a quick little background about who I am. I know many of you, you're welcome, Melissa. Many of you may not be familiar with who I am and why am I sharing about the chakras and what does she know about the chakras anyways? So I'll just give you a quick little summary of how I got into this. So I'm a Reiki teacher. My background is in education. I was actually a classroom teacher for many years. I taught 4th grade. I was a life coach, a curriculum coach first, and then I became a holistic life coach. So really, it was this transformational journey I went on when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, mild depression back in 2005 when I was teaching. And so I'll spare you all the details. Oh, Melissa teaches third grade. Awesome. Yes, I have quite a lot of teacher friends in my communities. And I actually just did a workshop the other day for teachers in New Haven, Connecticut, on Reiki, believe it or not. School districts are wanting to learn more about energy healing and oils. So that was pretty cool. Things come full circle. But so this is how I got involved with oils. I was on prescription drugs for several years to deal with all the symptoms, the pain, to help me sleep at night. I was literally sleeping like 3 hours a night at the time. It was pretty bad. And I just was driving home from school after teaching one night, and I was like so dizzy from all the medications and the side effects. And I just pulled off, and I just literally started crying and just said, I can't do this anymore. And I just prayed and asked to find another way. And so that night I went home, and my journey started with like nutrition first, starting eating more whole foods, and going into the natural health food stores is where I first discovered oils. Of course, they weren't Young Living back then, but that's how I got, my entryway into oils. And then that led me to learning about Reiki. And so this whole journey started more than 17 years ago, the nutrition and the oils. But in 2009 is when I discovered Reiki and got certified in my first class. So I'm not going to go deep into Reiki tonight or talk much about that. I'm just going to focus on the chakras and the oils. But I felt you should know the reason I even got interested in chakras was because of Reiki. So I started my own Reiki practice. I became a Reiki teacher. And over time in my sessions with clients, that's when I started understanding the power of our chakras. So when we do the hand positions, and Reiki is just a very gentle technique, holistic technique for healing, a Japanese technique to support the body's natural ability to heal. It's a soothing energy that I'm not sure if any of you have ever heard of or familiar with Reiki, but very simple, very natural form of energy healing. And so it was through this practice and my own self healing and working with my clients over time where I started to understand the chakra imbalances and how to restore balance to the chakras. So it was this combination of Reiki healing, learning to rebalance the chakras with Reiki, and then integrating the essential oils into the practice where it all started to unfold for me and all these puzzle pieces started coming together. But I first started really expanding my knowledge of the oils for my clients in Reiki sessions and needing to like bring in relaxing oils in my Reiki room and cleansing the energy after sessions. So I created my own Purify Sage Smudge spray and I created these 4 blends, and my clients and everyone really loved them and were requesting them. So I used to sell these. I'd sell them at yoga studios, health fairs, trade shows, and it was awesome. And I was actually started on my website shipping them all over the world, but it was a lot of work. And I knew deep down in my heart, it was either going to be that or go into teaching and coaching and healing. I was spread too thin. So I ended up, when I learned about, started using Young Living oils, I stopped making the sprays to sell. Now I just teach people how to do them. Some of you here tonight, oh, hey, Paola, are in my Shine Oil Tribe community. So they hear me talk about this quite a bit and share different ways of creating blends and using the oils for energy protection and different things like that. So I'll get into a little bit of that tonight. But then I shared my story about nutrition and healing. Oh, Daniela's here too. Hi, Daniela. I had the opportunity in 2013 to go on with Dr. Furman on the Dr. Oz show to talk about how I was holistically healing these symptoms of fibromyalgia with nutrition and some other approaches. And last year I did publish this book. So what I'm sharing with you tonight about the chakras and this 8-step activate process is in a book I published this past year. It actually ended up being a bestseller on Amazon. I was really surprised about that. It for one day, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the medical medium books, but they're always like #1 on Amazon. And I had to take a screenshot because for one day I surpassed the medical medium. So I was pretty proud of myself about that. But I just wanted to let you know, I extended the Kindle version sale for 99 cents. It was supposed to just be through the holidays, but because I'm getting ready to teach this program soon, I've extended that. So you can get the Kindle if you're interested. All the scripts, everything I'm sharing with you tonight about the chakras, the oils are in that book. So you can get it for 99 cents still through, it's going to be till the beginning of February. Just FYI, I'm also in the middle of publishing a chakra oil oracle deck. I'm very passionate about connecting with the spirit of the oils. I think essential oils are the soul of the plant. So tonight might get a little bit woo-woo. Are you guys okay with a little woo? I imagine you signed up to be here because you're probably curious or are interested in that. So that's my passion. And that's the kind of unique approach I kind of geek out on with the oils, is connecting with the soul and like the spirit of the plants and using them, intuitively to rebalance our energy center. So I'm going to share a little bit about that with you tonight. So before I go on, that's a little about me. Just type in the comments 1, 2, 3, or 4. How much do you know about the chakras? 1 being you have really no idea, you're here because you're curious and you want to learn. 2, you might know a little bit, you've heard of them, but maybe not quite sure how they work. 3, you know what they are. Maybe you've tried some different techniques. Maybe you've tried using oils or crystals or other things to balance them. 4, you're very knowledgeable. You use the oils to balance your chakras. And some of you here better be putting 4 because I see 2 of you, but you're going to be modest and put a 3. I know. All right. Oh, good. We got lots of 3s. Okay. Melissa's 3, Paola, Marcy, Doreen's between a 2 and a 3. Bridget says 2. Barbie's 1. She's here to learn about them. Awesome. Very exciting. Danielle. Okay, 2, Brandy says. All right, good. So we have quite a range. Every time I do this, there's always a range from 1 to 4, usually. So a lot of times when people learn about the chakras or want to think about how to use oils to balance the chakras, in my community, my programs and students I've worked with in my practice, these are the most common struggles I hear, is that I don't really have time. They think it's going to be like this long meditation in the morning or something, some complicated ritual. They don't have enough knowledge to know about which chakras are balanced or imbalanced, and how do I know how to balance them, or which oils to use and how to use the oils to balance them, how to keep them balanced, and just having a consistent practice. That's probably one of the bigger ones, is that sometimes people will try things, but then they don't really stick with it. And then others have told me that they've had a hard time visualizing, like imagining the chakras, because we can't physically see them with our eyes. So it takes some kind of inner imagination to understand the subtle body. So do any of these resonate with you? 1 of them, 2 of them, maybe all of them? Have you struggled with? So if you have, you're not alone. So I just wanted to give a quick little overview before we go into the chakras and the chakra oils, just to give a little background on what is subtle energy. So when we're talking about the chakra system, it's subtle energy. Subtle meaning we can't see it with our physical eye, unless some people are, clairvoyant and they're very visual and they can see colors and energy. But most people can't see this chi or this ki. So in Reiki, the Ki is this life force. And modern physics now tells us, right, energy exists everywhere. It's in the air we breathe, it's in the food we eat, it's in the water, and it's in our oils. So life force energy is the foundation of life. It supports us, nourishes us, sustains us, and all living things. So everything that flows through, right, is the subtle energy body, including our aura we have around us and our chakras. Okay, that's what's known as vital life energy. And vegetables have it, herbs have it, animals have it, all people have it. It has this electromagnetic frequency. And so our body is actually surrounded by a field of energy, and it actually extends out in front of us, a couple feet in front of us, around us, behind us. It's our information center. And we are constantly communicating with everything around us in the world with this subtle field. So we're giving and receiving energy all the time. And sometimes we're not aware of this. So I teach this to my students, my Reiki students, to protect your energy field and to reclaim your energy, because you can feel really depleted. Have you ever felt really drained at the end of the day, like after being around certain people, like, oh, like they siphoned your energy or something, and then you come home just like, oh, what happened? I'm exhausted. And so, or have you ever walked into a room and you could just like sense someone's energy? Or you like either get a good vibe or a bad vibe right away before they talk, because you're feeling that field, that auric field around them, and you're picking up on that subtle energy before they even open their mouth. Okay. So this work, working with our chakras, is really important. And these energy balancing tools can help you remain, rebalance your harmony on all levels. So it's going to support healing in your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional body. So learning this will help you understand, right, how to rebalance these areas, keep you above that wellness line, less susceptible to illness and disease. So even though we can't see this with our eyes, our physical eyes, each and every cell in your body is energy. It's light. It's vibrating. Okay. So, and your state of your health is affected by the condition of those chakras. So when you take time to learn how to identify a chakra imbalance and then target it using energy balancing techniques, you will support your body's natural ability to heal. And so that's why it's really important to kind of get in touch with the subtle and not just focus on the physical, because these impact your day-to-day life and your overall health. And so the chakras work as these centers, as I said, these power centers that translate between our seen world, the physical world, and the unseen world of energy. And I truly believe that the chakras hold the key to our overall well-being. So when we tap into the power of the chakras, we can learn to live healthier, more balanced, more peaceful, and abundant lives. So learning how to manage this is what I want to talk to you about tonight. And this is truly an ever unfolding, ongoing process. And we are all going through this all the time. I've not mastered it. It's like taking a physical shower for your body. You don't do it once a month and then you're done, right? For the rest of your life. Oh, I'm clean. I'm good now forever. And it's just like our chakras. We have to rebalance and clean them every day and be mindful of that. So don't think of it as a one-time thing or some big event. It's just a daily practice that you can start to apply. And so we have to be physically grounded in order to try to open some of these higher chakras. How many, even if you were a 1 or a 2 that you listed, I'm sure everyone's heard of the infamous third eye, right? The third eye chakra. So I teach root to rise, meaning be very grounded in your root chakra. So tonight we're going to practice the activate steps with our root chakra. And just like the overall growth of a tree is dependent on the health of its root system, so is the functioning of all the other chakras dependent on the development of our root or our base chakra. So that's where we're going to put our attention tonight, on the earth, to develop more trust, feeling safe and secure, connection with our physical world and our physical bodies. And then you start to feel your energy shine brighter as you start to rise, start to become more radiant. And we'll learn a simple process I'm going to share with you tonight that you can use to keep your chakras shiny and bright. So as I said, the chakras are made up of this fine, intricate web of, it's called etheric energy. So I'm going to get too technical tonight. I'm going to keep it surface level, but they are composed of all of our thoughts, our beliefs, our memories, our attitudes. So a lot of this stuff, even from early childhood and when you were in your mother's womb, believe it or not, you were absorbing. If she had difficult emotions, things like that, from the time you're in the womb, your little energy body's developing. And so sometimes we have these reactions or things in our adult life, our habits, old habits die hard. You ever heard that? That's because they're imprinted in the subtle body. So sometimes we try to physically make these changes, and it's really hard to do because we have to work at the subtle level, and then it plays out in your physical life. So So we have these points of power, and I'm going to just do a quick review of all 7 first, and then I'll go over the oils that I recommend for all 7, and then we're going to learn the process to do it. So each center is responsible for a different aspect of our being. And so they're given to us when we're born, and they stay with us throughout our whole life. And so we have these centers to receive and transmit energy, and we are constantly all day doing one or the other, giving or receiving, we're giving or receiving. And so there are these focal points, okay? And they move us in and out of this life force energy, and they go up along our spine. And so tonight we're just going to talk about the 7 main body chakras up along the spinal column, but they actually extend out. In some of those earlier photos you saw on the slides, they can extend out in front of us and behind us. So when we do the steps tonight with the oil, we're going to actually do it in front of the chakra at our root chakra, which extends out in front of us. So I'm going to show you how to use oils in your subtle fields. You don't even have to put it on your physical body for this to work. Okay. And so you can heal and harmonize your chakra energy, and that can affect your physical, emotional, and mental health as well. So all of these 7 main chakras relate to a particular area of your experience, all the way from our basic survival needs, having all of our material needs met at the root chakra, up to our highest aspirations and what's your true soul purpose, right? As you start thinking and opening the higher chakras and learning how to connect with your higher self. And so working with these specific energy balancing tools like oils, we can learn to heal and harmonize this energy, release stuck blocks that you may have stored, most likely unconsciously, and start to work towards achieving your highest potential. And so there's so much information, you guys, on the chakra system. There's so many books you could read, but I try to synthesize the information to really make it applicable to everybody, make it easy for you to understand and realize it isn't just some new age woo-woo thing. We all have chakras. We're all walking around bumping into each other's energy fields all day long, whether you're aware of it or not. So getting to know the state of health and function of your chakras will improve your life in so many ways. But my approach to it is aimed at really opening and rebalancing your chakras as a process of self-healing, a process of self-empowerment that will lead to more self-awareness and reconnecting with your whole self. So let's start with the quick overview. I'm just going to go through each of the 7 main chakras for those of you that may not be as familiar with them. So the root chakra is the first. It's the base of the spine, and this is associated with the color red. So you'll see it's kind of like a rainbow, the chakras. And the first chakra is all about our foundation and feeling really supported and grounded and connected to earth. It's really associated from birth or from the time we're in the womb up until age 7, has a heavy influence on this area. So if at any time during those ages you didn't feel safe, you didn't feel supported or loved, or had any abandonment, that can really get locked into that chakra energy. So it's really all about having all of our needs met: financial needs, physical needs, material needs. Then we move up to the sacral, our second chakra. And the root is connected with the earth element, and the sacral is connected with the water element. It's associated with the frequency, the vibration of the color orange. And it's really all about our relationships and our emotions. It's the emotional center. So we carry a lot of emotions there. How many of you would say you're highly sensitive or like sensitive to people's energy? Do you like tend to pick up people's energy throughout the day, or you feel like you can just sense things? Sometimes it can feel overwhelming to you. That's really, okay, Paola said yes, me. Daniela, yeah. Sometimes you may have heard the term empath or empath. I don't like to use the word empath as like defining you as like a noun. That's who I am, because it can be, okay, Bridget says indeed, Teresa, yes, Melissa, yes, yeah. So a lot of you naturally that want to learn about the chakras are probably very sensitive to energy. It's not a coincidence. So knowing this system can really help you a lot, like to protect that energy. So you're not absorbing that negative energy of people around you. And so I teach that being sensitive is a superpower, and you can use it as a strength. It does not have to be something that's negative, right? Or a weakness. It's not a weakness. It can be a strength to be sensitive to. So moving up to the third chakra, vibrates at the color yellow. This is the fire element, our solar plexus. This is your power center. This is your self-confidence, your self-esteem, feeling like you can be in control of your life. It's also the mental center. So I'm doing a series in my group right now for a chakra diet, 7-day chakra diet challenge. And I'm sharing different foods and recipes for rebalancing the chakras. And I did a live the other night talking about our gut health. And this chakra is all connected with the gut. Okay. Digestion, all of your digestive organs, your liver, your stomach, your pancreas, all those really, really important organs in the pancreas of the endocrine system. And we store a lot in our liver, which is connected here as well. Anger, things like that can get stuck there. And so this is a super important chakra as you're rising up to reclaim your power and improve your digestion and your gut health, which is all connected to this subtle energy. So I don't know if any of you have had any issues with your gut. I was diagnosed with leaky gut when I had fibromyalgia. I told the story on my live the other night. I was like, what? My gut is leaking? Like, what is going on? Where I realized that all was contributing to my inflammation and I wasn't absorbing nutrients. It led to chronic pain and fatigue. And so restoring health to this area, which at the time when I was diagnosed in 2005, I had no idea what the chakras were, right? I was just taking all the medications my doctors gave me until I started to regain power. And this is truly, Bridget said, who doesn't have leaky gut? Yeah, I think to some extent, I follow Dr. B. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He wrote Fiber Fueled, but he says to some extent, we really all do a little bit, but some it's worse than others where the intestine and the colon is very permeable. So you're not able to absorb nutrients. So it can be kind of a nasty thing. So the heart chakra, this is the connector between your higher 3 chakras and your lower 3 chakras. Vibrates at the color green and sometimes pink is in the inside. So you might see it as green or pink. It's the air element. It's our lungs. It's our breasts. It's our heart. It's our ability to give and receive love, to forgive, to be able to love others unconditionally, including and most importantly, yourself, to forgive yourself for past mistakes. Very important one. And then the throat. Every time I do a presentation, I always got my Valor, who loves their Valor. It's blue, okay, because of the blue tansy. This is on my list for the throat chakra. So this is right here in front of my microphone. Every time I do a workshop or present, Valor, Valor all over the throat chakra. This is our ability to communicate clearly, effectively, with kindness, yet to be assertive, to speak your truth with confidence, but yet in a kind way, a calm way. I always say a calm confidence. So you don't let people walk over you, but you also don't come across as like arrogant and cocky either, right? It's learning how to balance that energy at the throat so you can have your message heard. And then we move up to the infamous third eye. This is where you start to activate your intuitive abilities. You may have heard the phrase, the sixth sense. Has anybody heard that? I remember watching the movie in the theater when it came out. I don't put my feet up in front of the seat in front of me. The little boy had all the sixth sense. And so this is where you're able to really see from a higher perspective, a higher spiritual perspective. And sometimes if you're focused too much on your upper chakras, and like I said, not really grounded in your lower and your root, you can feel a little unbalanced. And sometimes people even feel a little scared or nervous as their third eye starts opening. But you don't have to be. It's powerful and it's amazing when you can open this and connect with your higher self. So you can use certain things, certain oils to help with that. And then finally, the seventh of our 7 body chakras is the crown. And this is really your connection, your deeper connection to spirit, to source, and feeling connected with all that is, with all of life, all living beings, really uncovering your deeper, higher purpose here on earth. And what's beautiful about chakras and the path of Reiki, which I follow, it's non-denominational. So whatever your spiritual or religious beliefs are, whatever path you believe in, it's all encompassing, right? We all have chakras. So it doesn't matter, what your belief system is. You can work with your chakras or do things with energy healing like I do, because it's not dependent on having some spiritual ability or anything like that. So when your chakra centers are in alignment and you start having that vital life force energy and that consciousness flowing freely, you start to feel more harmony within your mind and your body and your soul. And when this energy is in this harmonious state and energy is being received and sent appropriately at an appropriate rate, then they start to spin in usually a clockwise motion. And so you're going to see, we're going to do this hand position tonight with the oils. We're going to first go counterclockwise to release and draw out, and then clockwise to rebalance and harmonize. All right. But if there's disharmony or imbalance, it can really throw the chakras and the other chakras above or below it out of balance. So working daily to have a simple practice to bring these back into alignment is important, and you'll feel it on all levels. So how many of you are familiar with the book, The Chemistry of Essential Oils Made Simple? God's Love Manifest in Molecules, David Stewart. Is anyone familiar with that? It is, I'll show you. It is not a simple read, okay? But I like it because he references Young Living oils in here. If you're familiar with David Stewart, anybody familiar? Look at this is not light reading, my friends. Okay, so it's not one I would highly recommend unless you like to geek out on the frequency of oils like I do. But there's some really powerful information in there. But here's a quote from the book. Again, I like to highlight some of the simple parts. He says, this increases your own natural electromagnetic vibration and restores coherence to your electric fields to produce healing and maintain wellness. Okay, so this is talking about frequency. When molecules of essential oils are inhaled, swallowed, applied to your skin, or internalized into your body in any way, they are resonating with our body's tissues at the frequency of their molecular structure. Okay, life force. And I want to share, how many of you have seen the actual measured frequencies of Young Living oils? Have you guys ever seen any of these charts? There's a lot of different ones. I mean, if you just Googled like megahertz of Young Living oils, you'll see some different charts. But I thought this was really neat when I first started learning about this and thinking about the chakras and rebalancing the chakras, because truly everything is energy. Okay, Melissa's seen it. Yep, Daniela. Awesome. So emotions and thoughts have energy. Negative thoughts affect our energy. So frequency is energy in wavelengths. Okay, so that's what megahertz measures. So energy vibrates at certain frequencies. So in order to stay healthy and keep our bodies above the wellness line, our bodies need to maintain a healthy level of megahertz. So the human body will vibrate, typically a healthy body, between 62 or 72 at any given time. And then if human cells begin to mutate, if it drops below 60 megahertz, say you reach 58, that's when infections, cold, flus, viruses, okay, can develop. Cancer can start to appear if you have a cell vibrating at 42 megahertz. So when our frequency lowers, the body becomes more vulnerable, more susceptible. So we need to keep our frequencies in that healthy range, right? And there's lots of different ways we can do this. So consuming foods, taking Epsom salt oil baths. How many of you take Epsom salt baths with oils? I do it every night with release. And that's one of the easiest ways. And so Young Living's rose oil was known to have one of the highest frequencies of 320 megahertz, but then they, Bruce Tano measured this Idaho blue spruce, and it measured 580 megahertz. Yeah, Marla, I know that surprised me too, that Valor measured 47. And it's very interesting too, because some of these are lower, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, are not like some of the higher frequency ones can be even overstimulating. So some of the lower ones can just help. Like Valor to me is so balancing and calming. I think that's why I use it every day, because it's not too high. It just like brings this balance to my emotions. But I was very surprised by Valor too. And the other one I was surprised by was, which one was it? Maybe Abundance Blend. One of the other ones, I was shocked when I saw the level, but it's just interesting how they work and interact with our subtle energy body. And so using these therapeutic oils is one way to maintain our wellness, right? There's some other ways, thinking about foods, the vibration of foods that we eat, not eating a lot of processed foods. Our thoughts, right, make a difference in our frequency. Our emotions, probably the most of all. What are we carrying in our field? What are we constantly feeling? Because that's what the energy we're putting out into the world. Who are we surrounding ourselves with? What types of social media pages and news stations are we watching? Because that's affecting our frequency as well. But the oils have one of the highest measured frequencies of all natural substances. So oils can be used to balance the chakras, raise our vibrational frequency of your subtle energy body. And we can do this with prayer, combined with affirmation and visualization, which I'm going to teach you in these 8 steps here in just a moment. So I've combined them together. So how many of you have done, of course, prayer? Everybody knows prayer, right? Or repeated affirmations, or have done guided visualizations. Have you guys tried any of those other techniques? So what I'm going to share with you incorporates all of those with the oils into a process to rebalance your chakras, okay? And most people don't really think in terms of frequency when they think of essential oils. You know, the mainstream approach to oils is really on physical support first, often, or sleep support or pain or things like that. And then emotional maybe second. But we are spiritual beings, right? In a physical body, having this human experience, and having a way to address these things that show up on a physical level when we're working through these energetic changes is really important. So sometimes I think people are surprised when they learn about the vibration of support we have available to us through these amazing oils I call nature's medicine. We can communicate with the oils, we can connect with the frequency, the vibration of the oils, intuitively learn to choose ones that we personally need. So I gave you a list and charts of some of my favorites, but I teach my students to choose oils that you need. All right. So you can go by lists and go by your knowledge of what's good for certain things, but really tuning in and connecting with the frequency of the oil and choosing things that are going to help you. But essentially, just to kind of wrap this part up before we move into the steps, is that the oils are going to amplify your intent. Okay. So the intention can actually move the molecules to where they can serve to heal. That's why prayer and visualizing and repeating affirmations when you're anointing yourself with oils works so well when it's combined together, because the oils are energized by those bodily and spiritual forces, okay? With the frequencies, they're unique to you. So being clear with your intention and the purpose, sometimes I think I'm guilty myself. You guys know I'm sure you've got all the rows of oils in your house, right? Like me. And sometimes we can just be a little haphazard with them and, well, use them, have just a ton of them. But when you are very intentional, it really changes things. Holding an intention in mind, you can direct the energy and really activate the power of the oils in a deeper way. So oils work on all 4 levels: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I'm sure all of you were drawn to Young Living oils for one of these 4 reasons. Which one were you first drawn to the oils for? 1, 2, 3, or 4? We usually had a pain in some area, physical pain, mental pain, right? Like over stress, headaches, or emotional support, or just wanting a deeper spiritual connection. What one, for me, I told you it was physical. That's what first initially drew me to the oils. Okay, Payless is 4, Marcy 2, the mental relief, Daniela 3, Melissa 2, Marla 1, she was seeking physical support. Yes, mine initially was just to help get rid of physical pain. I would rub cedarwood and lavender on my legs when I had fibro to help with the restless leg syndrome every night. I couldn't let my legs touch when I slept at night. I had to put a pillow between my knees. That's like the state I was in. It was bad. So for me, it was physical. That was my like gateway in. And then it led to 2, 3, and now a real deeper depth with 4 for sure. But we know about the amygdala, right? And the limbic system, which is so powerful. So for the emotional, number 3 here, the emotional part is so powerful. The sense of smell is the only one of our 5 senses that bypasses the thinking part of our brain and goes right to that limbic lobe and can affect our emotions and bring up some of those emotions to the surface. And some of those we have stored and get locked in to those chakra energy centers. And so this is another quote from that book. So you don't have to read this, however many 100-page books that is. I pulled out the 2 most important quotes for you. What happens when we are in contact with or in the presence of living, therapeutic, vibrating essential oils on a much higher subtle level is that they don't resonate with toxins in our body. So they stir them up and they drive them out. And they also don't vibrate in harmony with negative emotions. So that's why they're such a powerful tool for helping us dislodge stored traumas where our inner child holds on to a lot of these beliefs at the subconscious level. So I lied. I had 3 quotes, not 2. When something vibrates at many dissonant frequencies, it's said to produce chaotic or incoherent frequencies. So when something vibrates in harmony with itself, it produces coherent frequencies. So these therapeutic grade Young Living oils are going to produce coherent frequencies, and they naturally will help restore harmony and health to your mind, body, and spirit. But pharmaceuticals and synthetic oils don't do the same. So we all know ours are ethically sourced and grown. We have the highest quality oils, so they're going to have the higher frequency rates, right? They're going to penetrate the cellular level and gain access. So are any of you here brand partners where you share oils? Because this is, I know you don't have to go too deep with this, but this is what makes Young special, in my opinion. I showed you that picture of me when we started, when I was just using oils from the health food store, when I started my Reiki practice. When I first got my hands on Young Living oils, I was like, what? It was like game changer. I was like, these are not even the same, like from like learning Reiki and stuff, energy perspective. That's when I was hooked on the frequency, because I was like, it was palpable. I could feel the difference, like affecting my cells in all levels. And this is why we have the seed to seal. So if you are and you share oils, like these are amazing. Okay. Amazing. High quality. All right. So here's the oils. I'm not going to go through every single chart because you guys got the PDF, right? So you have a page in that PDF I gave you, so you don't have to write all this down. I summarized my top favorite oils, singles and blends for each chakra. And then this is actually the old version. In your new PDF, you also have another section for crystals. Did you guys notice that? Do any of you like working with crystals at all? So in your ebook, you got 3 sections: the oils, the crystals, and then the balance and imbalanced feelings. And so at any time you're wanting to see like if a chakra is balanced or imbalanced, you got a little checklist there. You can just look at what's happening in your life, what's happening in your physical body to kind of guide you back to see what chakra you might need to work on balancing. So here's some of my favorites for the root. They're going to be a little bit more grounding, earthy, patchouli, cedarwood. The abundance blend is amazing. Marla, not sure. Okay, Rebecca Godwin posted it in our Let's Be Frank oil group. She posted a link in there, so you don't have to worry about it right now. We're going to go through the steps here in just a minute, and then you can go find it in the group after if you want. It was too large for me to upload under the guide, so she had a link to it. We had to put it in another folder somewhere, I think. So you have all of this. And all the background I just shared tonight on energy and frequency, I typed it all up for you too. Okay, so the sacral, again, these are going to be more for emotions, for creativity. Like I love ylang ylang, neroli, orange oil, clary sage, joy, peace and calming. Our inner child's connected with our sacral. So I love those blends for that. And then the solar plexus, a lot of the citrus like lemons, ginger, peppermint, cinnamon, juniper, chamomile can help to rebalance. If it's overactive, it can help calm your solar plexus. And if you have, blends like Digize, now Valor, I love for the throat and the solar plexus, even though it's blue for the throat, it's also great for the emotional balance and giving you that confidence at your solar plexus. Release is honestly good for all of them. If you have stuck energy or emotions in any chakra, I take a release, an Epsom salt bath almost every single night because I do a lot of energy work. So I use that almost every night. And then the heart chakra, a lot of the florals are beautiful for the heart chakra. Lavender, rose, sage, jasmine, geranium is great for forgiveness. If any of you are holding on to unforgiveness for yourself or others, use geranium. I used to hate the smell of geranium. I used to think it smelled like old lady perfume. And I didn't like joy either because it had geranium in it. But once I learned to open my heart and practice forgiveness, geranium started working with me. And then I started loving joy and rubbing joy all over my heart and putting it in my crown because I needed it. So a lot of the oils will start working with you. Some of the ones that you may be resistant to, have any of you like disliked the smell of an oil or been like resistant to using it? It may have a lesson there that you need to learn, which geranium was mine. Self-forgiveness. I had to forgive myself for things from the past. Throat chakra, depending if it's overactive, underactive, I love Valor is one of my favorite blends. Believe, if you need to believe in yourself when you're speaking, is another great blend. Lavender, peppermint is always great for the throat. Eucalyptus, spearmint, cypress, chamomile can help calm your throat if it's overactive. So those are a few of my favorites for that. Now the third eye, I'm going to start getting into some of the higher spiritual oils and blends. So and you guys know, I got my little asterisks there because lavender, frankincense, they call them, the queen and the king of oils. They're universal. You could really use them for rebalancing any of the chakras. Okay. Rosemary, surprisingly, most people are surprised when I put rosemary on a third eye. I love rosemary for the third eye. It just opens you up, gives you clear seeing and thinking. Awaken is a beautiful blend, and Envision is one of my absolute favorite blends for the third eye. If you're going to practice meditation or visualization, Envision is great. How many of you love Envision? Has anyone used Envision before? It's really lovely for visualizing, for meditation. And some of the same ones for the third eye can be good for the crown as well. Probably my top favorite oil for the crown is jasmine. Oh, jasmine. This is one of those ones that I save up my loyalty rewards points and get the jasmine. Young Living's jasmine is like heaven on earth. That's what I think it is. I've tried other jasmines. Have anyone ever tried jasmine from like a store before? It's like like old lady perfume again, like geranium. But Young Living's jasmine is amazing. Also love Highest Potential, Awaken, and Egyptian Gold. And I'm going to talk to you tonight about, at the very end, I know we're getting close to our time here, using white angelica. Okay, so now let's get to practicing this. So the oils to balance your chakras. So in simple terms, Melissa said, is the angelica the same as white angelica? No, there's actually two. So there's white angelica, which if any of you are familiar with Gary's Good Day Protocol, has anyone ever tried Gary's 4-step Good Day Protocol? He's got white angelica in there, and harmony and valor. But the white angelica I use for more like energetic protection. And then the other angelica you can use for the higher chakras too, but it's actually a root, but it's very good for connecting with the higher spiritual realms. So they are two different ones. Angelica is just the angelica root. White angelica is actually a blend. So there's several oils in white angelica that makes it this little magical blend. So the frequency of each oil matches the frequency of our chakras. And so through resonance, it can support and harmonize the well-being of each chakra. And so our chakras have different frequencies and they fluctuate, right? Depending on our daily experiences. Are they vibrating at? Who are we interacting with? What type of food did we eat? Did we get enough sleep? Are we exercising? All the things can affect our chakra health, okay? So each plant in the oils is going to correspond to a frequency at each chakra, and they connect with our endocrine system and all those organs I talked about that are connected to the different chakras, okay? So here are the steps I created somewhat by accident. We're going to end with this process tonight. I call it Activate. I teach a program called CAM, or the Chakra Activation Method, where we go through one chakra at a time, a week at a time, to really clear and rebalance. But we practice this method with each chakra with the oils. So it's an acronym, and that's what each of the letters stand for. So when we say we're activating, this is what we're doing. So I was literally looking all those years of, right, self-healing, working with clients, working with the chakras. I'd done different meditations, chakra balancing, all the things. And I was like in meditation one day and I thought, okay, I wanted to integrate all these different techniques that I learned over the years. And I got out my notebook and I just started playing around. And then this acronym came to me: Activate your chakras. And it was like, poof, like talk about like third eye open, receiving intuitive guidance. That's how this happened. And so as a teacher, I always used to use mnemonic devices and acronyms to help my students remember things. And so that's how this kind of came about. So I don't take credit for discovering any of these unique separate components, right? Like visualization and affirmations and gratitude. Those are all out there in a million different ways. But what's unique is the way I kind of put them together to do this streamlined process. So I've done this with great results with my students, myself, and it's so simple, but it's so powerful. It can help you organize a simple morning routine to stay dedicated to a consistent chakra balancing practice. Who would like to do that? Who needs that in their life? A simple morning practice you can do in 10 minutes, okay? Doesn't have to be sitting on a meditation cushion for 30 minutes to get the greatest results, okay? And so some oils are particularly attuned to one chakra, so you can start to just use ones from that chart that you're drawn to. But tonight, let me know in the comments, what root chakra oil do you have? We're going to practice this for the root chakra, and I'm going to share with you the root chakra script. So does everybody have a root chakra oil? Because the first thing we're going to do is tune into the oil first. Okay, we're going to take the cap off the oil, and then I'm going to lead you through these steps in just a moment. Okay, Melissa has cedar wood, one of my favorites. I just grabbed my patchouli tonight because I haven't used patchouli in a while. All right. Okay, so step one, I'm just going to go through these steps in general, and then I'm going to pull my screen up and show you the root chakra script, and we're going to go through it together. Okay, to end our time tonight, you're going to feel good and grounded and relaxed, and you're going to sleep like a baby. All right. So step one is we ask. So we're going to bring in just a minute, we'll bring our hands together in prayer. Now here, whoever you believe in, whoever you pray to, if it's God, if it's Jesus, if it's your angels, if it's your higher self, if it's the universe, whatever, just fill in the blank there and say the higher power that feels right for you. And we're praying for help and support for balancing our chakras for our highest good. Step two, current blocks. Now here's where we're going to move our hand counterclockwise. And people always ask me, they get tripped up here. Which direction is it? Is it left? Is it right? And first of all, just know it's your intention that's most important. If you imagine that your body has a clock in the center, and you're going to go around counterclockwise, you're going to take the hand backwards. So for me, it's going around to the left. So we're going to go left first, right? And we're going to identify current blocks. Okay. So we're just going to simply acknowledge that we may be holding on to any restrictions, patterns that have accumulated in that chakra, and we're going to clear them. Okay. And now the touch, I had to come up with the letter T. So I just put touch the chakra. It actually happens simultaneously with current blocks and intention. So you're actually touching. When I say touch the chakra, remember I said the chakra extends out in front of you and behind you. So you can start to already feel, like if you just put your hand in front of your heart with the intention of feeling your heart chakra, you feel the energy. Can you feel the energy? All right, we're going to do it with our root, but if you just start to go like this and become sensitive, you'll feel your chakra extending out in front of you. So that's the touch. When I say touch, you don't have to actually touch your body. The chakra is in front of you. Then we set our intention, okay? This is where is the most important part. Then we move our hand opposite direction. We're going to go clockwise, okay? So we're going to go counterclockwise and then clockwise for setting our intention in. And this motion combined with the frequency of the oil that we're going to put in our hands in a moment is what will help to restore balance to your chakra. Okay. This is where you want to invoke and express your desire to release those restrictions, whether you know what they are or not, it doesn't matter. We don't have to analyze what they are. The oils will work on those. The oils will respond to your intentions. So it's important to clearly state what we want. And then step 5 is visualize. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes at the end for just a moment to go within. You put one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower belly. And I'm going to guide you through just a short little visualization to see your chakra, your red root chakra, open and balanced and spinning like a red ball of light. Okay, healthy and vibrant. And then we'll state a short affirmation. I'll say what it is and you can just repeat after me. And then we give thanks, quick gratitude for the process, to the oils, to God, whoever higher power you believe in. And the enhancements happens later. So if you want to add the oil throughout the day or certain crystals, that's the enhancement to the process. So that's it, my friends. Are you ready? You got your oil? Okay. Marcy's got cedar wood. Daniela's got her Frank. Okay. I'm going to stop share and pull up the script here. So it's big because that slide, it's not very big. So you can read it along with me. Okay. Can you guys all see that? I tried to get the font nice and big so you could read it with me. Can you see it? All right, so get your oil. And as soon as you take your cap off, just smell the oil. Take a deep inhale. You just want to like energetically connect with your oil, okay? And then all we're going to do is one drop in your palm. And I got patchouli, so it's taken a little while to come out. Those thick ones like vetiver. All right, you're going to swirl it around 3 times. And then you're going to do a scent tent. And you're going to breathe it in 3 deep breaths down to your root chakra at the base of your spine. Okay, so 3 breaths. Imagine sending those molecules down to your root. Start waking up your root chakra. And one more time, third and final time. And now we say our prayer. I call upon God, my angels, my own higher self, to be with me to support the clearing, healing, and balancing of my root chakra for my greatest and highest good. And so it be. Now we put our hand in front of our root, and I could stand up here for you real quick because our root's down at our pelvis area. Okay, so you're going to go around in a counterclockwise direction down to your pelvis and start moving counterclockwise. And you're going to repeat. All right, so you got the oil on your hand touching the chakra. Even though I may have fear, insecurity, doubts, or other emotions stored in my root chakra, I fully and deeply love and accept myself. Now pause and just rest your hand there on your lower pelvic area for just a moment. Now we reverse and go clockwise as we state our intention. Start to feel the energy. Do you feel your hand getting warmer? Can you feel the energy of your root chakra? Imagine you're clearing and opening it, and repeat. Even though I may have all these emotions, restrictions, or blockages in my root, I choose to release them from all levels of my being now. And if you stood up for that, sit down. And we're going to visualize. So put one hand on your heart, one hand on your lower belly, and close your eyes. You can stay standing if you'd like for this, if you're standing. But just close your eyes and go within for just a moment. And I want you to imagine that you can see into your root chakra. See this chakra open and balanced. Imagine there's a red ball of light spinning like a vortex in a healthy clockwise direction. All areas of darkness are dissipating and dissolving now. And repeat the affirmation after me. I am the embodiment of vibrant health. I am safe. I am secure. I am grounded. I'm ready to let go of any fear, and I trust that I am eternally safe. And bring your hands back to prayer as we started, to give thanks. Thank you, and you can thank God, Jesus, your angels, your own higher self for this healing. I'm grateful for the support of these essential oils, nature's medicine, to help clear and rebalance my root chakra. And so it be. Take a deep cleansing breath. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And that's it. That's the process. Could you do that daily? Do you like it? How do you guys feel? I'd love your feedback. If you want to unmute, you can, or just type it in the comments. So with each chakra, there's a slightly different script, but essentially it's the same format. And the wording just changes a little depending on the chakra, because each chakra we hold different things and are associated with different characteristics. So this one is really about that safety, that grounding, that connection, letting go of fear. We hold a lot of fear there because it's connected with the adrenal endocrine system. And some enhancements, if you work with crystals at all, you like garnet, hematite, red jasper, black tourmaline. You can eat a lot of grounding foods, root vegetables, things like that will help ground your, balance your root chakra. So that's the process, the 8-step process. Let's see what you guys are saying here. All right. Melissa loves it. Yay. Marla says she feels peaceful. Marcy loves it. Melissa says seems easy to implement. Yes. See, once you get the structure down and practice it, you could get your oil, get your script, and do it less than 10 minutes. Paola said, love it. She does it daily. Danielle is feeling great. Teresa said, amazing. She can't wait to do it. Yay. All right. I'm so glad, you guys. All right. Let me just wrap up. Just a couple tips. I know we're a few minutes over what I planned. Sorry, always goes longer. Just a couple slides here just for some next steps for you. So if you're kind of new to this whole idea of chakra balancing, there's a lot of different tools you could use. If you're like, how do I know if my chakras are balanced or are they rebalanced when I do this? You could use things like pendulums over your chakras. There's little quizzes. If you did get, so the book I have, there's a quiz for every chakra you can score. And there's journal prompts, all the tools. So again, if you joined late, that Kindle version is 99 cents right now. So it's got all the scripts in there. Some people like having it on the Kindle too, because you can just pull that up, bring it to where you do your meditation and read the script in the morning. You could do a guided visualization to look in and sense your chakra health. You could see a Reiki healer to have them help rebalance your chakras, or just your own intuition. So there's lots of different ways as you start to work with your chakra energy to learn and understand if they're balanced or imbalanced. And but if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry, right? There's no stress about this. You can just simply feel what oil might be right. What do you need? And just practice and use your instincts. But some tips I give my students, or that go through the full program, is first, we do a deeper clearing where we really rebalance and heal a chakra, and we focus on one per week. So I might just do a week on the root chakra. And then after that deeper clearing, then like one a day. So I would do like root chakra Monday, sacral chakra Tuesday, right? No coincidence, 7 chakras, 7 days of the week. So there you go. You could do a complete chakra balancing, right? And just visualize all the colors spinning bright and healthy over each chakra. 2 oils. I told you the white angelica for protecting your field each day. I also love harmony. Does anybody have the harmony blend? So if you don't want to use a whole bunch of different oils and you just want to do a quick overall chakra balancing, harmony will help harmonize all your chakra points. And then white angelica to kind of protect your energy field from absorbing negative energy once you open up those chakras. Okay. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was so much fun being with young living peeps, because you guys know and value the power of these oils. So if you want to join, just follow my Facebook page. If you're not on there, it's just andreafrasier.biz. Every Tuesday night at 8, I do live distant Reiki healings. If you're curious and checking that out, want to see what that's all about, I do have a private free group called The Healer Within as well. Talk about all this stuff with the energy of oils and crystals and Reiki healing. So if you want to know more about that, if you're curious, you can join me in there. We will let you in. All right. So I hope you found this helpful. The name of the book, Veronica, this is the book I wrote. It's called The Chakra Activation Method. So that's what I just shared with you tonight, was this chakra activation method. You can get the Kindle for 99 cents. And it does have all the scripts, the lists of oils, the list of crystals, all of that in there. So you can follow along if you want to do it in the morning and make that part of your morning practice. Any questions before we pop off? Thanks for staying a little bit longer tonight. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jill. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for being here, Daniela and Paola. Liked seeing your bright, smiley faces. You're welcome. Awesome. You're welcome, Melissa. Glad you enjoyed it. You're welcome, Marcy and Bridget. All right. I hope you guys sleep well. You feel grounded. Have some new tips and techniques for using your oils in a different way now. All right. I'm in our group, the Let's Be Frank group. So if you have any questions, you could pop it in that event under tonight, and I'll go back and read those if you think of anything. But again, Rebecca posted a link to download that ebook. So you get a page of all the oils for each chakra in that ebook. And a lot of the stuff I shared tonight is in that ebook as well. So if you didn't get that yet, that's in the in our oily Facebook group. Melissa said, do you ever clear the same chakra more than once if it doesn't feel? Yes, definitely. That's why sometimes I'll work, when I take students through it, we do a chakra a week, and just focus on that every morning, the same chakra, because a lot of times if you're new to this work, I teach other programs as well, where we do deep work like inner child healing. We carry a lot of stuff energetically, emotions, patterns, old beliefs. And so not to be, scare you or anything like that, but just working, when you're working on your chakras, you might find that certain emotions or memories or thoughts might arise, and it can bring up issues. I teach, we don't analyze old memories or things like that in order to heal them. We don't have to. We can highlight the issues that you need to work on to bring balance to your chakras. So sometimes it may feel like it needs more than one go. And for most people, that's the case, especially in the beginning, right? Especially if we have stuff that's been kind of stored for decades. All right. Did you mention the book has also specific oils? Yes. So essentially in the book, it's the same as the ebook. So you get the free ebook anyways, but if you do want to get the Kindle version of this, I have the lists for each chakra in here as well. But the thing that this has that ebook doesn't have are the scripts. So like that root chakra script, there's a different one for every chakra in this book. So there's a sacral script. So it has all the different affirmations and properties for that. So you can get that for 99 cents till the beginning of February. Then it'll be regular price. But all right. So yeah, if you have any other questions, I know we're a bit over time tonight, so thanks for staying on. I'll check inside of our Facebook group, and feel free to reach out anytime. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here. Hope you guys have a great night. Bye for now.